Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Inventors Launchpad Network. This is Carmine Didisco. I am broadcasting live from the Hardware Show. It's awesome today. You've got hundreds of people walking through here. I mean, the Inventor Showcase is the busiest place in the Las Vegas Convention Center, which is huge. I've only seen about a quarter of this place. Walking around, I thought I was in good shape. I got tired just trying to find out all the products. It's crazy over here. But with me, I have two guys. They have an awesome product. It's called the Track Belt. I saw them walking around. We were talking. They're all from New York, Yankees fans, of course. And we're going to bring them on. Chris and Christopher, we're going to bring them on, talk a little bit about their product. Let's do it, guys. What's happening, man?
What's happening, Carmine? It's great to be here. Thanks for taking the time to have us on.
Oh, man, you guys, you know what's cool about it is you walk around with a product. It's not just a theory. You got a good product. I mean, what do people say when they approach you? I mean, what do you talk to them about?
Two things I get all the time is, one, when are we going to see you on Shark Tank? And how do I buy one?
Yeah.
And I'm getting tired of hearing that. So I'm trying to put both into fruition this year. Actually, last week in New York City, they had the Shark Tank casting call, and I went for it. I was there early. I was number 9 online. I pitched it. I pitched it in my firefighter gear. I'm a New York City firefighter. I invented the product in a building collapse in New York City a few years back while working as a forensic photographer for the New York City Fire Department. I was wearing all my firefighter gear. It was a building collapse with reports of people trapped in the building. And I crawled in on my hands and knees with my gear on. I was wearing a photography belt. And I was photographing the rescue. And the collapse was still kind of active. And I got some amazing photos. And I was like, all right, man, it's time to get out of Dodge. And even the firefighters, the rescue firefighters, who were looking for people trapped in their vehicles, and it was a parking garage that collapsed. They were like, you know, the stress level was high. And so we didn't even have space to wear our mask. Like firefighters, we wear our oxygen tanks in layman's terms. It was so tight. We couldn't even get in with that gear. So, you know, firefighters, they lay it all on the line, and the rescue firefighters went in without their gear, knowing the risk. You know, if that collapsed, they didn't have anything to breathe, we were done. We were all done. But being a forensic photographer, I push the limits. And I take that camera, and I like to capture what firefighters do where the news and media can't be. You know what I'm saying?
So think about this. Look at the passion he has, right? I met Chris 5 years ago on Good Morning America. Didn't know him, right? Met him, instantly build a relationship. I mean, the chemistry was right.
Yeah.
And I watched this guy take this product from where it was, what I kid with him. It was something you'd find in like Kids R Us or Toys R Us, to a really incredibly professional belt now that I think is going to be it's absolutely going to be a winner.
And that means a lot from him, because Chris, very humble, he used to run BMW manufacturing plant.
Oh, wow.
So he is the real deal.
You know, what's weird about it is I'm getting claustrophobic. You're telling me about the story, and you're in this building. You're thinking of inventing an idea. Yeah, right. I mean, I would be thinking about getting the hell out of there.
Yeah, no.
See the pictures.
As I'm talking to you, I'm going to show you the photos right now. And here's the photos. And I'll let you go through my phone here. I don't know if you can. I can swipe them a little bit.
Yeah.
If you want to swipe it there.
This is crazy, guys. I mean, they're taking pictures. So you go in these places. I mean,
yes, that's what
fire shit with this fire.
Hey, look, you know, that's what first responders do. You know.
Wow.
So what happened was, things were starting to get really shit. You know, it was an unsafe condition. So I got these photos, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna make my way out. And what happened is, as I was making my way out, there's a little crack, and I tried to get through.
Wow.
And I had a photography pouch, and I'll show it in the video here. My photography pouch was like on my belt. Now, the way belts work today in any market, once you put the belt on, it's like your cell phone. You know, you put your cell phone on that belt clip in your pants.
Yeah.
And they're stuck between the belt loops.
Oh, yeah.
So it's the same thing with like contractor gear or photography gear. So as I was trying to make my way through, this pouch on my side, it increased my profile.
Oh, man.
So I couldn't get through. So what happened was I had to dump the whole system. I had to drop it, push it behind me. I went through the crack, had to come back for it, and I had about $3,000 worth of camera gear. It was just getting destroyed.
What a story.
And as I was crawling out of there, I thought to myself, what if I could have rotated my pouches? And that's how I came up with the system, Trackbelt 360.
Wow. Look at that.
And I'm telling you,
I don't know if you guys are watching. That is awesome.
Really come a long way too. I mean, it is
That is really
belt
cool.
is amazing for any type of industry, really, right? Think about builders, photography. We talked about paint guys, right? Doing different things.
It's got
walls.
no. Ever since I had my first good-looking prototype within the last year, I'm getting overwhelmed with multiple industries. You know, just last week in New York City, I went to a private pitch event, and I pitched Department of Homeland Security and Special Operations in the military, like Navy SEALs and Delta, and they had so much feedback. So it started out as a product for photographers, and now it's grown to all these different industries, because you really think about it, there's so many different subcategories of people that wear tool belts.
Yeah, of course. And it doesn't even have to be called a tool belt. I mean, utility, anything.
Right.
I mean, tell me a little bit about the process. So you go in, you come out of this building, and the place is collapsing, burning, and you've got this idea. What was your next step? You're like, man, you couldn't get out of your head.
Okay, so I'm gonna. I'll try
Still in this. I've been dealing with it for 5 years.
I'll try to shorten this,
the
but
short version.
when I invented this before 2010.
Okay.
At that time, there was no Shark Tank. There wasn't maker spaces. Like I didn't realize I invented something. I'm gonna tell you what happened. I made a prototype. When I realized that I needed something that rotates or spins, I made a prototype, not knowing it was a prototype. I just made something I needed. 4 years.
Necessity.
To a necessity.
Wow.
4 years later, in 2008, I studied photography in college in New York City, and my college professor says, hey, come give a presentation and bring all your gear. The students will love it. So I gave a presentation, and I show him the product that I made, the prototype, and he goes, that thing, what'd you do? You built that thing? It looks terrible, but it works. I said, yeah, professor, I built it. I don't know, I need it. He was like, you can't find it in stores? I said, no. He goes, well, maybe you invented something.
Wow.
And I said, invented? How do you invent? And then that was in 2008. And between 2008 and 2010, I couldn't find anyone. I know hundreds of people. No one knew, because you know what? Before Shark Tank, there was nothing. There were no TV shows. Yeah. There were inventor clubs, and that's what opened the door. I found the United Inventors Association. They had a club in New York City.
Okay.
I went to that club, and that club opened the door. And I said, oh, wow, there's other inventors. And so it took me years to kind of get to a prototyping stage, because it was a very complicated product. It's got a lot of moving parts. Yep. It's not one mold. There's about 6 molds.
Wow.
It's got soft goods. It's got hard goods. It's got hardware. And
very technical.
It's very technical. So everyone was telling me, listen, you're going to have to license this product because you cannot make it. You have no experience. This can be complicated. So I did. I started reaching out to companies between 2012 and 2014 about licensing. But at that time, a lot of companies weren't too keen on open innovation.
Yeah,
like they are
true.
now.
Very true.
No, and I couldn't find anyone. So I was like, everyone I showed it to, whether they were a contractor or they were a photographer, were like, that is cool. That solves a problem. I would buy it for you. And I was like, you know what? I think I got something here. And I spent a few years trying to get into the position of manufacturing it. In 2014, we did a Kickstarter. We were successful. I'm not going to get into the details of this, but after my Kickstarter ended, one of my business partners, not a nice person, started doing some really bad things.
Oh, no.
And I had to put the whole company on hold for 3 years. 3 years to get rid of them.
Horrible.
And I got rid of them finally. After my business attorney and a lot of people were like,
get rid of them. Was that the New York way of getting rid of them?
Yeah, we had.
This is a family show.
We had to whack them. We took him for a little East River snorkeling.
You let him sit in the front seat, the passenger seat.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a little tip. If anybody takes you for a ride, don't get in the passenger seat.
Don't get in the passenger seat. Fight like hell to get in the back seat.
So I mean, yeah, it takes time. Inventing takes time. All the bad things that happen, it's probably, in the end, it works out the way it's supposed to. I mean, you're walking around with this product. It is a product. I mean, this thing is awesome. And as you're talking, I'm thinking about so many different uses. What it could be, I mean, umpires for Major League Baseball, the Yankees could be using it.
Yep, bags.
It could be used by, concession.
Think about the cable guys up on the
forget
line.
it. It's awesome. Forget it. People that have concessions, they walk around with all the, you know what? Really, I really do believe that when we put it out there, there's going to be all these additional subcategories that people are going to be responding to me. The belt we have now is the Pro belt. It's beefed up.
Sure.
It's got an extra lumbar support in the back, and people like these features. But we could take this belt and slim it down to a 1-inch and roll it out as a mass market product.
True.
So we're looking at this as the premium high end.
Sure.
And then once we get this out of the gate, start designing something more of a mass market appeal.
Yeah, bringing a brand. Is that something that Chris is helping you with, building a brand, getting the product out
Right.
there?
So what Chris does very well is he helps companies. He goes around the country helping manufacturers become lean. He's a Lean Sigma 6 black
Wow,
belt.
that's awesome.
So he can tell you a little
Not
bit
too many
about
of
what
those
he
guys
does
walking
in
around.
his
I mean,
experience.
I always find that I can always can do the back end, right? I'm an engineer. I'm a master black belt in Lean Six Sigma. Then I started doing the front end, right? I started going to Good Morning America, my Kathy Ireland. I did Shark Tank on Good Morning America. And actually did a national commercial with them.
Wow.
But when you look at, usually an engineer doesn't do the front end, right? They usually do the back end.
Yeah, you don't know it. You don't see
right?
it.
Exactly. So I've been able to do the front end, and I can take
Wow.
it all the way through
That's
the
awesome.
back end.
That's
So
great.
it's good for me. I like to keep things made in USA. A lot of pride in that. And being a Lean Six Sigma guy, you can do the processes. You can remove a lot of what we call muda, which is waste, and streamline it so you reduce cost.
Which, inventors don't know what they need. They don't know what they don't know. And bringing people on.
We're just talking about this.
Just
Yeah,
like that.
and
You don't
a
know
lot
what
of.
you don't know
Yeah.
until you know.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it sounds, our listeners sound like, what the hell are these guys talking about? The difference is that bringing people on and being open to knowing what you don't know,
Right.
just because it's what you think you need.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I always tell Chris I'm pretty straightforward with him.
Yeah, you have to.
And I probably hurt his feelings a couple times. But he always
No.
comes back and says, I'm so emotionally wrapped up in this
Yes,
that you don't want to hear that.
correct.
But then in reality, it's really the factual truth. And
Yeah,
it
good.
changes his perception.
And is that something you realize, Chris? You can get going to a certain point, but you really need a good team of people.
You
Absolutely.
could have the greatest product. If you don't have a team, then you have to license it.
Oh, okay.
You have to license it if you don't have the team. I knew no one in manufacturing or in any industry. I started going out to all the major industry trade shows.
Wow.
In 2014, I came out. In 2013, I came out to this show for the first time. I'm sorry, 2012
Wow.
was the first time I came out because someone told me if you're going to launch a product,
That's the place.
you got to go to the market to
Right.
see what your competitors are doing.
Yeah.
I came out to the show. The United Inventors Association did a seminar the day before the show.
Oh,
I
very
sat
cool.
there the whole day. I became friends with Warren Tuttle. Now I got Warren Tuttle. I got industry leaders. Just last week, a few weeks ago, I pitched DeWalt. I pitched some bigger companies.
That's awesome.
No, really, for someone who doesn't have a product on the market, and I tell people, you have to network. You got to go to trade shows. And I've made so many mistakes. Now I host the New York City Inventors and Entrepreneurs Club.
That's right. Tell us a little bit about that. I know you guys got to go with you. Tell us a little about that. I heard that you started your own.
Well, I started the Inventors Club because I've made so many mistakes, and I've been taken advantage. And I go to so many trade shows around the country, and I'm constantly coming across inventors that are just being robbed.
Yeah. Terrible thing.
Have you spoken to Spinaway yet?
I think I did. Yeah. Yes, I did.
Did he do?
Spinaway guy. He's a great guy.
So I'll tell you Spinaway's story really quick, just how I connect. 2013, I'm here. I'm having lunch at a table. He's sitting at the table. We start BSing. He's telling me about how he's getting ready to give up on his product.
Yeah.
We stay in contact. Since 2013, I haven't seen the guy. I talked to him last year. I was like, Paul, don't give up yet. Get a booth at the show.
Yeah, there you go.
I give him all the information. Now he's here. He's going to get a licensing deal. And that's just one person, I worked with.
Yeah.
So inventors need us.
What's the hashtag? Never give
Hashtag
up.
Yeah,
never give up.
He told me. He said he has 2 or 3 good leads. He was
Right.
very excited yesterday.
Right,
Very excited.
So, yeah, this went from someone who was getting ready to give up because I guess in Louisiana, he doesn't have a lot of resources. There's no inventor clubs, whereas in New York City, we have everything.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Well,
so much happening.
And I watched you grow up over the last 5 years.
Right.
I mean, I talked to Paul yesterday, and what was the first thing he said to me? Chris has helped me so much.
There you go.
I had no one to go to, and Chris, just out of the kindness of his heart, he
Yeah.
offered and helped me and brought me to the level I'm at now.
And isn't it amazing when you talk about the time that's gone by?
Right.
Like, I am super impatient, but you're talking about 5 years going by, but it doesn't seem like that long, right?
I invented this over 10 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Our average of clients coming to us at the Launchpad is 5 to 6 years.
Right.
They've had an idea, but you can't give up. It's always in the back of their mind, So
Right.
being able to see it through fruition and come through, it's like a dream.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. And like you said, a few years ago, people were looking at him like, yeah, it's okay. And now I'm showing it to people. I'm putting it in their hands. I'm putting it on their waist.
It's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, like-
Now it looks like a real professional belt
Yeah.
that'll sell in any market.
Yeah,
Right.
when you're able to hand it over and that, where you don't have to explain it, and you see
And
their
that's-
eyes light up.
That's the best part of it. To demonstrate it, I don't have to talk.
Yeah,
You know?
it's awesome. It's awesome. I mean, I love the different uses, just the different types of categories. And the great part is when people start coming up with their own uses, that's when you know
Right.
you have a product.
Right.
You know, you say, hey, I use it for this and that, and they go, well, I can use it for these things.
Right.
You're like,
We talk about Scrub Daddy, right? I'm friends with Aaron.
Yeah.
I didn't know him, but we had the product and we used it. We loved it. And
There you
now that I know Aaron as well as I do, we really love it.
exactly.
And that's
Great
the other
way to
thing.
go with it, right.
I go to all these trade shows, and now I've got people on my phone who, all these people that have been on Shark Tank. I got an unbelievable network in multiple industries, which is now causing me to. I think one of the things I was just telling Chris after we launch this, whatever happens with this, as a first responder, I'm gonna start up a nonprofit to help first responder inventors.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's something that
That's
I'm
great.
gonna
Yeah.
be talking to the UIA about that too.
Yeah, we get a lot of military inventors. They have a lot of, not that they're not busy, but a lot of times they're out on patrol. They have a lot of time on their hands. They come back with ideas and inventions.
Right.
And we try to help as much as possible.
Right.
The military guys are super trained. They're super focused. I don't understand why everybody needs to help them. I don't mind helping them. They can hold their own.
No,
but we
you know
mind
what?
helping them.
I don't
They're
think
awesome.
I don't think a lot of people realize that
They don't.
as a first responder,
Yeah.
we give fear the finger. We don't even acknowledge like all the working in a crazy environment. So when you make the transition from first responder to entrepreneur, it's like kind of just natural.
Yeah.
Where an average person would be like, oh shit, $100,000, excuse my language.
Yeah.
They start going through money
That's right.
and they're failing.
Right.
Like first responders, I
The
go
risk takers
I go
already.
into an environment, I don't know what I'm gonna see as a firefighter,
Yeah.
but we adapt and we overcome.
Yeah.
And so when I tell people, and they don't realize this, and it's something I'm doing now with Entrepreneur Magazine. In New York City, Entrepreneur Magazine, they're based. They just launched. I was beta testing a program for them.
Yeah.
And now I'm networking with their whole crew. So it's
So
networking.
Jason Pfeiffer? He's
Jason,
a friend of mine.
you know Jason.
Yeah.
Yes, I met
Great
him.
guy. He has
I
a
met
great
him.
podcast,
I
by the
just
way.
got invited to Entrepreneur Elevator Pitch.
Oh, awesome.
They wanted me to go out and film in April, but I had to postpone it because of the whole Shark Tank thing. I put it to the side.
Yeah. You can only do so much.
I'm going to tell Jason that
Yeah,
we
tell him I said
connected.
hi. He's a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
guy. Awesome podcast, by the way.
Yes.
He really does. And I love Entrepreneur Magazine. I told him, Entrepreneur Magazine saved me. They always seem to have something in there that helps.
Have you gone to any of the Entrepreneur Live events?
No, I haven't gone to too many of those. I don't travel that much. I want to, but I can only pick and choose so many events to go to. It's just you get pulled over. I do a lot of speaking events too, but I'll probably try. I don't get up to New York as much as I want to, because I miss the food.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
right?
So,
But
cool.
you don't get good pizza in Florida?
Oh man, when I first moved to Florida, real quick story, I must have thrown out 20 pizzas.
That was like
Traveling
me in
around.
Carolina when I first
Yeah.
went to Carolina.
I was in Tampa.
awful.
I went to a military trade show because now I'm dealing with the
awesome.
military. Right across the street from the Tampa Convention Center,
Yeah.
there's a pizzeria with a huge sign on the wall. It says, New York City water imported for our pizza.
Yeah, they're bringing the water in. It's crazy,
so
man. It's crazy.
it's the water.
So what's next for you guys? What's going on?
So I made 500 belts.
Awesome.
We have 500 belts. We made them 100% in America. The last few weeks leading up to the show, I was getting ready to go to China because to make these belts in the U.S. Came out to about $110
Wow.
a belt. And I get on the
won't work.
which won't work here at that price point. So we were looking at China, got some good contacts out there, and then life's about timing. So this, a few days before I got on a plane to come out here, everything started hitting about the tariffs and the 25% increase. Now I got a quote in China for the same product, same quality,
Lower.
under 20.
Yeah.
Under $20.
Yeah.
And then me and Chris started talking with his
Still
experience,
don't believe it, but
with his manufacturing experience at BMW. We started, and with the network that I have, and Warren Tuttle and so many other experts, everyone was like, you know what, whatever you do with that product and that story, it'll work. So we're gonna make it here. We're gonna do our best.
To me, right?
Right.
We're working on cost points, individual components, all of it being made in the U.S. The story is great. Making it in the U.S. is even better, and then we'll have a really good product at a really good price.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So-
You got to have a plan.
Right. So having a great product, goes nowhere without the guy who can take it there.
That's right. Yeah, people don't know about it. They don't see the need, then they're not going to know about it. I mean, that's the thing. And we know the need is there.
Right.
You know, so, hey, listen, man, I congratulate you guys. I love it. Thanks so much for your service and what you're doing. I still can't believe you're in a collapsing building and you come up with an invention idea, but I'm just looking to get out of there. But that's awesome, man. I mean.
Can I just plug the website?
Yeah,
So the website is www.trackbelt360.com. That's TRAKBELT360.com. And you'll see the video. It pops up on the homepage, how I invented it. And yeah, we're looking to launch it probably sometime later this year.
That's awesome.
And
a
really
little bit
get it
about
going.
your club. How do they get in touch with your club?
The club is the QueensInventorsClub.com. We meet every third Tuesday of the month. We partner with the Small Business Development Center.
Oh, great.
Which is through the Small Business Administration. So they've been a great partner for us, and we're a chapter of the United Inventors Association.
That's awesome, man. Well, reach out to these guys. If you're interested in the product, it's great. If you're interested in the story, but I can tell you, all you inventors out there, get help, get a team, get the right people together.
A little more information on me, just look up PACE
Awesome.
Impact, PACE Impact.com.
Cool.
You'll learn more about me and my background and things I've been doing to help guys like Chris.
That's awesome. Well, Chris, I'm not stuttering. Both of you guys, thank you so much for being on the show. And we'll catch you next time on Inventors Launchpad Network. You all take care.